Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another 1/6 scale preview. Again, this was just announced a couple of minutes ago as I'm filming the video. This is from a company called Factory Entertainment. I don't know much about them. I looked at their website and essentially they are similar to what, like, again, Trick Studios are doing. They're pretty much doing props and they have some small figures, but I think this is their full official 1/6 scale figure. But this is a license that I cherish. Again, I remember as a kid growing up watching these movies, especially the first two movies. Number 3 is alright, but the cool thing is they are making number 4, The Mummy 4, with Brandon Fraser returning to his role of Rick O'Connell here. And I'm not sure if these figure was teased last year. I do remember seeing similar to this maybe last year at the convention. I'm not sure if it was like a New York Comic Con or a San Diego Comic Con, but this kind of looks familiar. So I'm not sure. I know there's another company out there who like showed the preview of Jaws figures, but again, that's another video for another time. Let's take a closer look here. Obviously, the full reveal is gonna be next Friday, which is coincidentally again another Friday the 13th, which is kind of funny. But this is obviously fully licensed here from Universal Studios. It's obviously The Mummy, Rick O'Connell from the first Mummy movie. Hopefully they're gonna do figures from the second movie, and I would definitely be interested in having the Mummy figure itself. I think, man, that would be so nice with that like black scarf that he had I think in a second movie also had like that mask. But a Mummy figure would be awesome. So let's take a look here. As I said, the full review is gonna be released next week, so make sure to come back to the channel, and I'm gonna give you guys my opinion and my thoughts on the full review. I think the likeness is pretty cool to Brian Fraser, although it kind of looks like Jenkin Ackles from Supernatural from this angle right here. I think the face looks a little bit too poofy, but he did have a poofy face back in the day. You do have some a strong jawline right there. I think the eyes are cool, but again, it's not the best picture in the world. So hopefully he does gonna have like a 5 o'clock shadow. I think the eyes are pretty cool. Again, we don't have other pictures, so this is the only one we're gonna have until next week. I think the hair is very nice with the strands, very accurate to the movie. In terms of the suit, overall, I think it's still a little bit too clean considering this guy was in the sun, in the desert, throughout the movies. I think the shirt should be more weathered, maybe have some like stain spots, because obviously he was very hot in Egypt. You do have some stains again because he was in the sun, in the dirt, in the elements. I think maybe more, dirt and grime would be cool to add. I'm not a big fan of the forearms, especially this one. See how chunky it is, and then there's a weird transition between like the forearm and the hand. Uh, this is almost similar to what the Trick Studio did with their Leatherface figures. Those forearms were very chunky, but I think here on this side it looks a little bit better. Would have been cool if they would have given us extra forearms. They were like sculpted to pretty much hide the joint right there. I think the sculpt is pretty good, although again, in terms of paint application, it's difficult to see. I do see some veins. We'll have to see until next week. But nice pants here, obviously cloth pants. The boots, not sure if this is gonna be real leather, but you have some nice sculpt right there, nice stitching. This might be cool if it is indeed real leather, because as you can see right here, the straps on the shoulders, they look pretty thick. So I would imagine this would be a real leather, because leather, pretty much everybody knows, with time and especially with the conditions you expose your figures, this thing is gonna crack, but yeah, pretty cool here. The only accessories I can see on the figure so far are his 2 pistols. Would be cool to see more. Obviously next week we have to wait and see. Obviously it's gonna come with multiple hands. I think also in the movie he had like a rifle. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. And also for the base, I hope that they're gonna do like a, not just a regular circular base, but maybe more also like a environmental base with like maybe some glyphs just like in the background. They can also do like a deluxe edition for people who want to spend more money. You can have like an extra diorama base that will also be cool, with like some scorpions on the bottom, maybe some bones, some treasure, whatever from the movie. I think it's gonna be awesome. But again, also very excited, like I said, that they have announced a fourth Mummy movie. Obviously, Brendan Fraser coming back to play his character. Again, this movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Uh, you know, Especially seeing the Mummy. I think the CGI is not too bad. Although, if you take a look at like the second movie, I think the special effects on the Scorpion King, especially on the face and the textures on the body, are pretty flat. But obviously back then, like CGI was pretty much still in the infancy. I think the first movie came out in the late 90s, and then the second one was like 2001, 2002. So by then, CGI was like 8 or 9 years old in terms of people using it in movies. I think still, obviously, Jurassic Park. I think the CGI in that movie remains pretty strong. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Again, would be nice to see more weathering on the pants, but again, the this is not the best quality. Picture right there. You do have his scarf. It'd be interesting to see if that has like a wire inside, so you can kind of design it around. So yeah, stick around until next week. I'm gonna do the full reveal on the figure with all the accessories and goodies. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion as usual. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more reveals like this one. And as usual, guys, have a fantastic day. Have a great weekend. See you soon on the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.